Tinfoil hat on, guys. It's conspiracy theory time, and this one revolves around Salomé, who has been presumed dead for, well, almost a year now. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Elite. It's once again time to dive into the lore of Elite, but this time I actually have some rather interesting information that I hope you will find intriguing, that revolves around the whole Salomé incident and the whole Raxler mystery and all that going on there. Now, before I start, I want to say a huge thank you to Adirondack, I think his name. He contacted me on Discord, and he's the one who's been he led me on to this and kind of gave me some of the leads here. So thank you a lot for that. Before we dive in though to the whole Salomé and why it's important that if she's alive or if she's not alive, I just want to give you a quick overview of, like a very brief overview of her life. Her early life, she was known as Katina Tiani Loren. She was an imperial senator, a title she inherited from her father. And in the year 2302, so about 2 years ago, there was a lot of, she was abducted by the imperial forces and charged for an assassination attempt on one of the fleet admirals. She was convicted to life in prison, and on the way to the prison colony, the transport ship was attacked. The ship was completely destroyed together with all the transport pods. And this was all happening again in around 2302, and she was presumed dead after that incident. That is, of course, until the 24th of March 2303, about last year, when she suddenly resurfaced. At this time, she resurfaced as Commander Salomé. She was the leader of an organization called the Children of Raxler, and they were running a heist on Daniel's progress in the Pleiades sector, more specifically in Maya, where they were stealing meta-alloys for some reason not known. On April 29, 3303, she claimed she had a vital message that needed to be delivered and made public, and she would be traveling with that message, and was asking commanders to kind of protect her. This was a big in-game event. She was killed on the way to her destination, and the message was lost. It was never delivered. And since then, she's been presumed dead once again. Now, again, all of this happened, as I said, in about the middle of last year. Now, interesting thing is, if we jump into the game and we search up the system HIP 15330, we actually led to its, this is just an alias for the system, but the system's in-game name is Zeta-1 Reticuli, which some of you may recognize as one of the systems that are being featured in the 1979 Alien movie. Now, there's a single planet in the system, and this planet is mapped by Salomé. Now, this is really odd, because mapping technology was only available, at least to the players in the game, after Salomé was killed. So this leads me to think, why is her name on this planet when she is supposed to be dead? And it leaves me, and I've been thinking a lot about it. I've come up with 3 possible explanations to how her name could have ended up on this planet. Now, first of all, you could argue that obviously mapping technology would have been available before it was available to us players in game, and though she could have mapped the planet before her death, that is a absolute valid option. And that, of course, she would have just have seeded some planets when it was introduced into the game. Now, if that is the case, it still begs the question, why this planet? Because if that's the case, that this is something that has been seeded by Frontier prior to the mapping technology being available to players, that means that someone at Frontier has actively chosen to put Salomé's name on this planet. Now, I'm not sure exactly how the law says regarding mapping technology, if that was something that was invented when it was introduced, or if it was something that was always been there. It was just now suddenly available to players. I think it's a little fuzzy around those edges when new stuff come into the game, whether it's something that's just been developed or if it's been there all the time and just now has just been available. It also begs the question, is there any more planets out there with her name on it? Now that's the first option, is that this is simply just lore. It's been there all the time. She mapped it before she was allegedly killed. The other option is, of course, that she pulled the same stunt she did back in 3302 and she faked her own death. So, I mean, in the whole incident when she was killed, I mean, we saw her ship, we saw it explode, but we never actually saw her, of course. We never actually knew if she was actually in the ship, if it was actively her flying the ship, or if she managed to escape before the ship exploded. We don't know. She might have been able to pull the same stunt as she has done before. She's clearly capable of it, and thereby faked her own death. Now, if that is the case, then the fact that she's on this planet could very well be Frontier, like, seeding small hints for us that she is still alive, that she is still out there. Of course, this then begs the question, why? Why did she want to suddenly disappear like that? Why was she want to fake her own death? And this is especially interesting with the whole Children of Raxxla thing that she's allegedly a leader of. And it also begs the question whether there actually was a message, or if this was just a PR stunt from her side to ensure that there was enough media coverage, there was enough attention around this event, that this would be something that everybody knows for sure because they've seen the news broadcast, they've read the news, they know she was killed. It's a very well documented case. So maybe there wasn't a message. Maybe she was expecting someone to come and kill her. Maybe she was deliberately letting people kill her so that she could disappear once again, as she's done before. That's the second option I see. Now, the third option is the least interesting one, I think, and that is the fact that it could just be Frontier being lazy. Maybe Frontier just uses the account for playtesting. I don't see why they would. I mean, it could be, I mean, it is an account, it's a simple, basically account no different than yours or mine. And it could just be that someone at Frontier decided to log into this account, go and map a planet, sell the data, and log out again. First of all, I found this a little odd, why Frontier would do that. I mean, they have the power to make an infinite amount of really dangerous accounts for free. Why would they use an important NPC character account to go and do playtesting on, when they could just as easily go and say, we could just make a new account? I mean, that is just asking for something to happen if that is the case. But of course, we don't know. It could be that is what's happening, that someone logged in on that account on accident, didn't know they were on that account, and then they were flying around mapping planets because they wanted to test it, try it, I don't know. Again, I don't know. Those are the three only situations I can see how her name could have ended up on the planet, that either it was seeded by Frontier before the whole mapping was available, and it was like a lore thing that it was of course available before, and this was just to repopulate some planets. And then again, why this planet? Or she faked her own death, or Frontier's just being lazy. I don't know which one is most likely. I would love to hear your thoughts on it in the comment section below. Or if you have any other thoughts on how her name ended up on this planet. And again, as I said, this is a lot more like a speculation, tinfoil hat video. So this is just something that's like food for thought. Think about it. It could be significant. It could be completely insignificant. I don't know. But anyway, before we end, remember that I have a lot more videos planned in the future for more stuff about Raxxla and the whole mystery around that. And the next one coming up is going to be my own thoughts on how I think Raxxla is going to be found. But that's for a future video. But if you want that, remember to go down, hit the subscribe button, and give the video a like if you did. And until next time, I'll see you guys in space.